Hello lovelies, welcome to Nut Free Formula. My name's Freedom, thank you for joining me. Today's episode is called Why Things Will Always End Badly with the Narcissist. Let's just jump straight into it, shall we loves? So, there are some women that I hear saying things like, oh, it's not so bad. Or they say things like, well, the good outweighs the bad. Or worse, they believe his lies and say things like, well, where would I go? I mean, who would want me? I don't know how to do this stuff on my own, and 50,000 other excuses. The reality is, with the narcissist, things will always end badly. It doesn't matter what you think, what you believe, how you spin the story to yourself, the excuses that you make up. And I'll tell you why. Because the reality is that, sure, there is an illusion of love that is occurring. So when the narcissist is being kind, considerate, loving, this is all fake. So you have to remember that this fake love is based on you acting right, you looking good, you boosting their self-esteem, you meeting all of their needs. I mean, it's all about them, essentially. It's not about you. And if you ever make it about you, that is when you will see how quickly the narcissist will abandon you. So a lot of us either are living or did live through this, ongoing cycle of idolization and then devaluation, but we didn't really get to the discard phase. Or if we did, we got hoovered back up and we did another cycle. Now, what happens is over time, we're all aging. This is just a fact. And narcissists, although they are aging, they don't like to see themselves with someone who is acting their age, who is, experiencing health problems, having difficulties, just with the basic stuff, as all people do as they get older. So you may have been good supply for a narcissist for all of those years, and then, I don't know, you have a health problem, something goes wrong, there's a scare, you need them, you need to rely on them, and all of a sudden the attention is no longer on them, it's on you, and they don't like that. So this is the kind of situation that sees women being discarded after 30 years of marriage and replaced by someone 20, 30 years younger. I mean, don't think that it can't happen to you, because it can, and it does, and it will. There's just no such thing as a happy ending with the narcissist. The kind of things that will happen with the narcissist, purely because of the way their programming runs, they always have to take advantage of people. So they're always, they'll always be creating drama, there'll always be toxicity, there'll always be fighting, there'll always be problems, problems in the family, unnecessary stuff. And the thing is, like I said, you can stay and you can prop up their little egos and you can make them feel good about themselves, and you can do that to the detriment of yourself for, your entire life. But this doesn't mean that you won't be murdered, because too many women have been murdered by their narcissistic partners. Think Chris and Shanann Watts. This doesn't mean that you won't be replaced, when you've, given birth and there's been some problem and you're in hospital for 6 weeks, or, the times that you think that you should be able to rely on your partner, is when you will find out exactly what you're dealing with. Or they might do the thing where they force you to leave them, because some narcissists, especially the coverts, they're really aware of how it looks and what people are saying and doing. So especially if they've been with you for a long amount of time, this is the covert's coward's way out. They'll put the pressure on you, they'll be cold and silent, they'll be sneaking around, doing all kinds of things to the point where you just cannot take it anymore. You know you're being lied to, you know you're being manipulated and conned and deceived, and so you end up leaving. But it was a conscious thing that they chose to do. It didn't just randomly happen. You know, they found new supply and they wanted to discard you. But that's the way they do it, this, reverse psychology discard. So that they get to say, oh, she left me. Oh, no, I'm a family man. No, I'm loyal. She left me. And I laugh because this is what happened to me. 13 years of marriage. And I left not because I wanted to, because I was still under the illusion that, that the love was real, and that the problems, were solvable. The fact of the matter is the problems are not solvable because they don't want to solve the problems. Okay, they're running with their programming. Just remember this. The narcissist programming is what creates this narcissistic cycle of idolization, devaluation, discard. And there'll always be a replacement in there. Just remember that. All right, before I finish up, just remember, it doesn't matter what you do. It's always going to end the same. Just purely because of their programming, because of their need to manipulate and take advantage of people, to always have the upper hand, to always be in control. I mean, there's just so many different ways that can go wrong. So just bear it in mind, because, you can spend a lifetime being loyal to someone, but make it someone who it counts. Make it with someone who values you, who appreciates you, who realizes all the effort that you're putting in. Not someone who just, takes it all for granted. Because remember, they're always running that little checklist of everything they've done for you. That's on their little side. And everything that you've allegedly done to them, every bad thing that you've done, they forget all the good stuff. They forget all of that stuff. So they run this little checklist. So when it is time for them to leave, they just think, I did all this stuff for her. She did this to me. After everything I did, she did this to me. And that's how they justify their leaving, their callous abuse, their disregard. This is how they justify just walking away, not looking back. I mean, look, to be honest, darlings, if you have had narcissists walk away, count your lucky stars. Seriously, if they walk away, let them walk away. It's the best thing that will ever happen. You'll finally be able to actually get free. Once you are free for them, do not let them back in. That is my advice. All right, lovelies, I'm going to link this video for anyone who's interested to another video called When You Know the Narcissist's New Supply. Because this is often one of the ways that the narcissists find new supply, is that they kind of glom on to someone that